Hey mamas, today we are going to make these keto chocolate chip lactation cookies, and I promise you are going to love them. If you guys don't know me, I'm Julie and I'm a ketogenic health coach, and I specialize in working with breastfeeding mamas to help them safely lose baby weight all without losing milk supply with the keto diet. And as I mentioned today, I'm going to show you how to make these keto lactation cookies. So when I first started my keto and breastfeeding journey, there was no keto lactation recipes out there. All the recipes I could find were full of sugar, oatmeal, and all things that aren't keto or, in general, great for me or my baby. So I knew I had to start making some keto lactation recipes. These cookies are full of ground flaxseed, brewer seeds, hemp seeds, and coconut oil. All things are so great to help boost milk supply. I promise you will not miss your oatmeal at all. All right, now without further ado, let's get baking. First, you'll want to make sure to preheat the oven for 350. Then you'll want to make sure you line a baking sheet with either a silicone mat or with parchment paper. All right, then you'll want to get a small bowl and you'll want to mix all the dry ingredients. The first ingredients we are going to use is flaxseed, and you'll want to use a half cup of that. And just put it in the bowl. And I love flaxseed because it's high in omega-3s and healthy fatty acids that will help boost milk supply. It also contains phytoestrogens that can also help boost milk supply as well. So flaxseed is a must in a lot of my lactation recipes. Then we're going to use a 1/4 cup of coconut flour. Put it in the bowl. The next ingredients we're going to use is hemp seeds. Hemp seeds are high in iron and a lot of different nutrients that can help boost milk supply as well. So this is a great lactogenic food. All right, and we're going to use a 1/4 cup of these hemp seeds. Scoop it out and put it in. All right, the next food we are going to add to the dry mix is brewer's yeast. We're going to use a 1/4 cup of that. And now this is a very potent taste, so I always like to use just the minimal amount that it can still give you the powers to help boost milk supply, but not have the overpowering taste. So we're going to use a 1/4 cup of this. All right, the next dry ingredients we are going to use is a monk fruit sweetener. And I'm using about a half cup of this, and you can always adjust this a little bit later if you want a little bit more, but the half cup is usually the perfect amount. And then the last dry ingredient we are going to use is just a good quality salt. And we are going to use a 1/2 teaspoon of the salt. Once you have these all in a bowl, make sure to stir it till it's well combined. Once the dry mix is stirred, just set it off to the side and we'll be using it a little bit later. So now we have a big glass bowl, and this is where we're going to be melting the coconut oil, the butter, and the peanut butter all together. So first we are going to add a 1/4 cup of butter. And then we're going to add a 1/4 cup of this coconut oil, and coconut oil is also so great for your milk supply. It has a lot of healthy fats that will help so much with milk supply. And that is one of the reasons why I love keto, is because we get to add these healthy fats in. All right, now we are going to add a 1/2 cup of peanut butter. Then you'll want to make sure that your peanut butter does not have any added sugar. A lot of times peanut butter has sugar added, so you'll want to find a peanut butter that is just salt and peanuts to make sure it's keto friendly. Then you want to take this bowl and put it in the microwave and microwave it till it's fully combined. Mine takes about a minute or so to do so. Quick. All right, once you have the mixture out of the microwave, just stir to make sure that it is completely melted. And then we're going to add in some vanilla and eggs. All right, you'll want to add a 1/2 teaspoon of the vanilla to the mixture. And then we're going to add 3 eggs. Once you have the eggs and vanilla back in the peanut butter mixture, you'll just want to stir until well combined again. Make sure that it's mixed really good. All right, once you have the vanilla and eggs well mixed into the peanut butter mixture, you want to slowly start adding in this dry mixture until it's all combined. So I like to do a little bit at a time and then stir it, and then keep adding it in and stir till it's well mixed. All right, then once you have the dry ingredients mixed in with the wet ingredients, you will want to add the last ingredient, which is the sugar-free chocolate chips. And I love the Lily's brand, and I'll make sure to put all the links to the brands that I'm using below this video. And then you'll want to stir those chocolate chips in. And once those chocolate chips are stirred in, you'll be able to put them on the cookie sheet. All right, so here I have the baking sheet lined with the silicone mat, which I absolutely love. And then I'm going to use this cookie scooper, which is about a 1-inch ball, and just place them into the mat here. All right, now I got these all scooped out onto the cookie sheet, and you will just want to take something, I like this spatula just to kind of smush them down. Now they don't really spread when you're cooking them, so they can be a little closer together, but you just want to make sure that they're flatter so they cook more evenly. If you keep them in these round balls, they won't cook very well. All right, now that I have these all flattened out, you'll want to place them into the oven that you preheated to 350, and you'll want to bake them to 8 to 12 minutes. Now they vary from oven to oven, so you want to see when they are just golden brown around the edges, and then they will be done. So make sure to watch them carefully as you bake them. All right, here are the cookies fresh out of the oven. It is totally normal to have some extra coconut oil on the silicone mat, so just be aware that that is totally normal. You want to place these onto a cooling rack and then enjoy after they are cooled, if you can wait that long. Okay, now time for you to get baking. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know once you tried this recipe. Let me know how you love it and if it helped your milk supply. Then also make sure to check out my other keto lactation recipes, either on my website or I'll link them after this video as well. I hope you guys have a great day. Happy baking!